Carolina Kickoff is our first glimpse into what the Atlantic Coast region is going to look like, as well as other universities in different regions, like Penn State from the Ohio region and Indiana University from the Great Lakes. Let's see how things turned out. For this tournament, there were 4 pools, each with 4 teams. We'll start with Pool A. To no one's surprise, Darkside dominated their pool with a plus 24 point differential, the highest point diff of the day despite only playing 2 games. Appalachian State did well, only losing to Darkside by 12, and the Carolina Flyers Youth Academy U20 was able to snag a win against UNC's B team. NC State took care of business, defeating Penn State, their toughest competition, by 2 scores, while Penn State had the best point differential for a second-place team. The Justice were able to handily beat Duff, who unfortunately had the worst point differential of the tournament. Pool C was the most thrilling pool of the weekend. In the Charlotte vs. Duke game, the Sunrise led late with a 13-12 lead. The Sunrise connected on a deep hook that likely would have iced the game, but Duke's number 32 called an offensive foul that sent the disc back. This led to a turn and eventually a break, tying the game 13-13. The score climbed to a 14-14 universe point where Sunrise had the disc on the goal line. But the game-winning pass went through the hands of number 3, Ben Ivashevic. However, Ben was able to make it up with a layout D, giving the Sunrise another chance. But then this happened. Brimstone wins 15-14. Duke was then able to handily beat the 15th seed Carleton House of Pancakes, ending 3-0 on the day. Except, that isn't the case. I don't have footage of the game, and USAU doesn't provide point-by-point scores on their website, so I don't know how the game went. But what I do know is that the Chop played an incredible game and beat Duke 14-15, winning on Universe. Sorry for the poor mic quality, this is extremely last minute. While editing this footage, somebody on my Discord posted the Chop Duke Universe point. Shout out to Zeo Light on my Discord for posting the footage. If you have other footage or anything else that you want to share or just have a good time, come join our Discord, the link is in the description. And finally, here's the footage of that remarkable game.
Andrew, go! Andrew, tight! Andrew, tight!
This leaves Sunrise in first, Duke in second, and Chop with an impressive 2-1 record in third. That leaves Pool D, where Gamecock broke seed, taking the pool with a Universe win over the C-Men, and Indiana took third in the pool over Tennessee with a 14-13 Universe win. Now that we're done with pool play, it's time to move on to the most important day of the tournament. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. In the quarterfinals, Darkside and NC State were able to win their matchups. In the Gamecock vs. Brimstone game, Duke had possession with a chance to score and tie the game.
Fuck out of here, boy. Get that.
But South Carolina was able to get a turn and keep the 2-score lead. Even though both sides continued to commit turns,
You in black.
their O-lines continued to hold. Eventually, the score reached 13-14, where Duke needed a break to stay alive. But Duke wouldn't get a chance, with Gamecock quickly scoring and winning the game 15-13. In the semis, Darkside and NC State continued rolling, each winning their games by at least 6 scores. In the NC State game, it was close, with at one point the Wolfpack only being up 1 break. But NC State's defense was too overwhelming.
Fuck out of here, boy. Get that weak shit out.
They got a double break for half. The Wolfpack eventually took the game 15-9. Finally, for the matchup we've been waiting all weekend for, Darkside versus the Wolfpack. Darkside had 2 turns on their first possession.
Fuck out of here, boy. Get that weak shit out of here.
One of them converting to a break, putting the Wolfpack up 2-0. But Darkside kept a level head, and after they held, they scored a break of their own. Darkside's offense kept the Wolfpack on their toes, initiating out of side stack, split stack, and hope they would then flow into a side stack. Wolfpack's defense countered this by running a combination of lanes, straight man, force middle. The Wolfpack's offense was similar to Darkside's, except they leaned more towards initiating from a side stack in their pull plays. Darkside's defense would either play a hard man or force the middle with players over top and poaching underneath. With both offenses playing well, this game was going to come down to 1 or 2 mistakes. The only question being, who was going to blink first?
You in black. You in black. Fuck out of here, boy. Get that weak shit out. You in black.
Well, Darkside blinked first, but they also got 2 foot blocks, so the score stayed tied and Darkside built their momentum. And when the Wolfpack inevitably blinked, Darkside was able to immediately capitalize, taking the lead. From that point on, Darkside was able to just continue building momentum, scoring to go into half. Coming out of half, the Wolfpack seemed to just make mental mistakes. And Darkside didn't hesitate to capitalize, scoring on every single one of their mistakes. Darkside's number 10, Ben Dameron, closed out the game by throwing the last 3 scores. And the game ended 15-10. The game really was decided by who was able to capitalize when the other team stumbled. NC State was in this game, and they had an opportunity to run away with it. But when they got turns, they couldn't convert. When the score reached 10-6, the Wolfpack and Darkside had the same number of turns. The only difference was that Darkside converted on all 4 of their opportunities, while the Wolfpack could only convert on 1. The next recap video is going to be next week, covering the Florida warm-up. Like the video if you liked it, or dislike if you disliked it. Leave a comment letting me know if I got anything wrong so I can improve. And always, lay out.